So I'm at the office supply store trying to get some printer paper, when there it is, right against that little wall that keeps the checkout line honest. Why in the world do I need to buy chocolate at the office supply store? And why is it placed right there by the cash register? Take a look at this week's vlog episode, and let's imagine what our freelance creative businesses can learn from the kings of candy. Hi, I'm John, and this is Bogdan. In 2015, we gave up our day jobs and started our own freelance creative business. Join us on our journey as we figure out how to earn a living as artists, introduce you to those we meet, and share what we learn along the way. What's the first thing you think of when I say best artist? How did you answer? Did you say Rembrandt, Picasso, Andy Warhol? I'll bet it wasn't me. Let's bring that down a notch. What if I ask you, who's the best living artist? The best artist in your hometown? Or the best artist you've met in person? How do those answers compare to your first answer? The point is that for some reason, one name popped up in your mind ahead of all others. Being top of mind doesn't mean that you have to be the best. It just means you have to be the best someone can think of in a given situation. So if somebody were to ask me who is the best basketball player, I would say Michael Jordan. And that's largely because I know nothing about sports, and there are very few other names in my head. Michael has great shoes, and I recently saw a documentary about his shoe empire. I can't tell you anything else about the man, and even less about the sport that made him famous. For me, he's top of mind. Going back to the artist example, there will be a name that pops into your mind first, even if you really don't know much about art history. So why did you choose the name you chose? Was it because you've done a dissertation on the influences of Dali's surrealist archetypes? Or was it simply because someone mentioned that your mustache makes you kind of look like Dali? And if it was the latter, friend, it's time to shave. We all have certain compartments in our brains where we store go-to information. Who is the person who fixes the remote control at home? What kind of facial tissue do you buy? Does it have a particular brand name? There are all kinds of preferences that color our decisions every day. Some are based on sound research, some on personal experience, some on just a gut hunch, and others just because we've recently been thinking about them. That explains that row of candy by the cash register at the office supply store. I'm buying printer paper for the business because I know I have to get that proposal out to Kim, and wait, I love chocolate. Can I compare that sort of brand awareness and the point of sale candy bins at the grocery store to the needs of my small creative business? Spoiler alert, you can. You have to. The good news is that it isn't so hard to do. We do this all the time. It's just the way we're wired as human beings. Research shows that we forget almost everything we've heard or read almost instantly. And we need to be reminded of things numerous times before our brain actually remembers them. As business people, we need to figure out what it is that we're selling and come up with a variety of ways to present that to our customers on a regular schedule. As creatives, we're selling ourselves. We are our brand. That means our customers are building a relationship with us, much the same way they do with their favorite burger joint or car model. We need to find marketing campaigns that consistently remind them that we exist. We also need to present them that information in a variety of ways so as not to become annoying, like those awful commercials and jingles that we've all grown to hate, except for that insurance one. Nationwide is by my side. It's also important to give clients a window into who we are, as well as what we do. That means you're going to have to share photos of yourself, appear in video clips, speak publicly, and some of us hate to be the center of attention like that. Of course, there are others of us who can't get enough. As you look at how you and your creative product are going to reach that top-of-mind awareness in your circles, you may need to reevaluate how you present yourself to the world. Will you just be yourself? Will you create a character or a persona that is different? Think about Elvira. Bogdan once interviewed her for a television show in Romania, and she showed up on set like a lovely, everyday housewife. I don't know why I expected that she might be all decked up like Lily Munster at the grocery store, but I guess I kind of did. And what about Andy Warhol? You know, that was a wig. And of course, you can become top of mind without anyone knowing who you are at all. Think about Banksy. He's famous for his work, but that art would show up regularly around the streets of London, creating a buzz and highlighting his anonymity. People eat that stuff up. It's so important that we honestly consider what it is that our customers need. It may not be as obvious as it seems. You're a graphic designer. It may be easy to determine that your client needs a really trendy logo. But what if you're a visual artist? Why does someone need an abstract acrylic on canvas? Is your painting actually precisely what they're looking for? Do they come in seeking a largely blue, peaceful splash of color that will complement the new drapes at the beach house? Or are they, in fact, just looking for an experience that allows them to look at art, participate in an experience, and feel like they're part of a group of upscale, cool, artsy people? Once they're in your studio and they fall in love with one of your paintings, then they're ready to buy. But is that why they came in the first place? Knowing your customers' needs and desires is core to building that loyal following of collectors who will buy your art, display it proudly, and refer you to their friends. So gather those emails, triage where each name falls on that scale between stranger and avid collector, and build that relationship slowly and steadily. So what are some methods for creatives to remain top of mind? That may well depend on your creative niche, but your website is probably the most important place to start. Add a weekly blog, a vlog series, write a monthly newsletter, live-streamed studio tours, or of you working on something in your studio. Find a way to become a constant in your clients' lives without becoming overwhelming or creepy. I know one artist who insists on hanging purchased art in people's houses or offices. That not only makes them feel that they're getting special VIP service, but it also gets him into their homes for another chat, for a cup of tea. He's building a relationship with that buyer that will ensure their loyalty and support over years. Collect emails and addresses, create a database of customers, and track those communications that you have with them. There are all sorts of CRM, that's customer relationship management applications, out there. Some of them are free. I use HubSpot's free version, but there are many others. What the CRM allows me to do, though, is to track the communication I have with a person. I can see what I sent to them before, and I can track whether or not they've opened an email or clicked through to a link. If I see that they're not responding to one kind of campaign, I simply change the tactics and try something else. Take care of that list because it's one of the most important assets you have as a creative. Study that list. Break those names into categories because some contacts are simply more important than other ones. We know that most of our business comes from repeat buyers. So if you've got loyal customers out there, you must remind them regularly of that relationship and stay top of mind with those VIPs. Customize how you communicate with these different groups. A form letter or an impersonal newsletter may not be appropriate for a good friend who collects your art. But to a gallery owner who gets hundreds of queries a day, that might be more than enough communication. I replaced a librarian when I got to Romania who had run a delightful library program with almost no money. As a parting gesture, she prepared a little booklet for the school director. It was pretty awful. She just photocopied snapshots of the kids and covers of books that they had read in story time. She slapped a color cover on it and gave it to him. I came in, automated the whole library program, created video tutorials and cute email meme campaigns. I was there for 6 years, and that little photocopied library booklet stayed on the director's coffee table until after I left. Countless parents, investors, visiting speakers, and students sat at that table with access to that booklet. How many of those same people ever saw my impressive technological displays? Know the needs of your clients. Know them well enough to understand what they need to keep you top of mind, not merely what you want to provide. Don't get overwhelmed. You don't have to do all of this at once. Stagger the attack, but operationalize all of these strategies so that they become part of your everyday routine. Don't get discouraged if you're literally just starting out and you have 0 names on your client database. It will come. Just be honest, authentic, and keep trying. They're gonna love you. Just give them a chance to move you to top of mind. You guys probably realize we have a Patreon channel, and Patreon is an application that allows people to give to us, and then we give incentives in return to help us make ends meet, to buy more art supplies, to create more video and content. So the next deliverable I have is to do a drawing for an original piece of art, and that's going to take place in June, and we'll do this quarterly. There's still time, if you would like to help us out and join, for you to get in on the drawing. This is the piece. I just finished it this week. It is, it's an original, it's an acrylic on watercolor paper. It is in the same series of the animism series that I've been working on. This particular one I call Sititlalti, and that is Nahuatl for stars. You can see the stars up in the firmament. I think it's a beautiful piece. There will be no other copies made. This is an original piece, and we'll be giving it in a drawing for among those patrons on our Patreon account. So if you'd like to participate, that'd be great. If not, enjoy the piece now. We will be, I will obviously be doing more in the series, and I'll be sharing those as they come along. But I wanted to let you know that drawing is coming up in about a month, and if you'd like to join up, you could take this puppy home. Hey guys, coolest thing ever. Okay, maybe not the coolest thing ever. Maybe it's that everybody already knows this and I'm the last person on earth to discover it. That happens a lot. But it is no doubt cool. And there are other products that do the same thing. But I've run into the CoSchedule free headline analyzer. So it will take your titles for your online postings and your social media postings, and it will analyze your title to see how good it is. And I found it remarkable. For example, I plugged in Making Money Online. You would think that was a decent title. That's what the article is about, or that's what the posting is about. And it comes up with a score of 15. Terrible. It's a terrible title. It's too short. The sentiment is not right. The number of words, the quality of the words they're just not there. No good keywords except for money, it's a terrible, terrible title. And it seemed like a good one, right? And we all know that titles largely drive traffic. So they are incredibly important. Your image, your thumbnail, and your title are hugely important. So this is not something just to take too lightly. So let's try a different one. So if I typed in how to make money selling your stunning artwork online. Dun, dun, dun. That takes my score up to a 79, which is pretty damn good. If you look at the statistics, the analysis, you can see that the words are good, the length is right, the sentiment is positive. It's just a much better title. So find some of these products. This particular one is free from CoSchedule. They have a very robust kind of marketing package that does cost money, but this component is free. And find some tool and use it, because your titles make a huge difference in the quality of results you'll get. Just thought it was cool. Thanks for watching. Please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to be notified of new content. And consider helping us out on Patreon if you can. Let me know what you think about today's content, because I'm committed to providing the kind of information you're actually interested in watching. So until next week, stay safe, stay healthy, and find your path to being top of mind with all of your customers. Bye.